Sunday coffee break. You can see from outside it's dark. It's about, oh, what the heck is it? I think it's about 6 o'clock here in the evening on Friday night. I usually do them on Thursday, but I've been kind of waiting to see what else would come up, you know, a weekend. But anyway, you can see it's a little different behind me. I've been kind of really working in the garage here, taking advantage of the warm weekend. It was in the 50s today, so I was able to get a bunch of stuff done out here as far as moving some stuff out into the warehouse that belongs out there that we won't be getting to until later. So I moved all that stuff out there. I still have some stuff to move out there. I'll do that tomorrow. It's supposed to be really warm tomorrow, Saturday. Let's see. Speaking of Saturday, yesterday, since you'll be watching this on Sunday, yesterday was Saturday, I posted my first video on the pachinko machine. That one I'm pretty sure is from the 70s. I ended up with 2 of them. I think I touched on it last weekend that they came in from Idaho. My sister and brother-in-law brought them in for me. I guess they're just all over the place out there. You know, and I looked on Marketplace, and you know, there's a few of them on there. There's a couple of them on there that are decently priced that need help, and I have one that needs help, and I don't know if I'm gonna really get into them or not. I mean, they're fun to play with, you know, and all that, but what do you do with them after you're done with them is, you know, you set them up in the house or set them up over at the arcade for people to play with for nothing. You know, they don't, the only electric they run on is they have some light bulbs in them, and that's about it. You know, it's all mechanical, which is kind of neat that they're all mechanical. You know, how they were designed and how they work on the back side of them is really, really neat. Mainly plastic. Everything's plastic in the back, except there's some metal levers and rods and stuff like that. But other than that, no, that's all plastic. I think I mentioned it yesterday in the video that they're built like our old EM pinball machines and that they were really built, I think, to last about 5 years and then be decommissioned and either thrown in the landfill or sold for private use afterwards, or just used for parts, because they're not, you know, really well built. I mean, they're decent, but you know, when you start putting plastic pieces on and shooting staples through them instead of drilling and putting the screw in the screw hole, I mean, you know, that's, you know, you build them as quick as you can, you get them out in the field so they make money. I don't know how the pachinko parlors worked, if you know, you bought balls or or what you did, you know, or if you paid, you know, a certain amount to play in a pachinko parlor. You know, if somebody out there knows, you know, let me know. Kind of curious as to how they made money. You know, they're no coin mech, and they're built into the wall, so you can't really buy balls and put balls in it and then play. So I don't know. You know, unless you buy them, you put them in the tray, the top tray, and then you can go from there. That would be the only way I could see it. Is let's see, this is the top tray, and you know, your balls come in through here. But if you had a handful of balls, you throw them in there, and then you can load your shooter. That would be, that would make sense to me, that that's how they would make money, is you bought, I don't know, bought a bag of balls, or you know, or so much a ball or whatever, and then when you're done, if you ended up with more than what you started with, then you cash in your balls and get money. I don't know. You know, like I said, if somebody out there is more knowledgeable about how the pachinko parlors work and how the pachinko machines made money in Japan, let me know. But like I said, I've been working in the garage all day, and you know, that's why I got my old grubby coat on, so I look a little grubby. Normally I at least put a decent jacket on to do coffee break, but this evening, nope. I come out to kind of do some more stuff, to get some more stuff done and do coffee break, and then go in for the evening and come back out in the morning and hit at it again. Like I said, you know, things have changed behind me. My toolbox is gone. It's sitting over there. Haven't decided where it's going. What I am getting to is I have my 3D printer sitting right there, and I don't know if I'm gonna work with it there or move it down. What I'm basically trying to do here is to make as much room in here as I can with what I have in here, so I can get Scorpion the hell out of there and out onto the area here to work on it and get it done. I'd like to take it over this year, or you know, sometime soon after it's ready. I'd like to get it out of here and then move all my bench and everything down there. I have a big table sitting back there that is not being used, and that's why my 3D printer is sitting there, so I can pull up my stool and work right there at my 3D printer. That was the plan when I first brought it here from the store. But then I set it there, and then I covered it, and the next thing you know, more stuff got set on top of it, and then you know how it goes. Just as life goes on and you're not using it, stuff gets put on it. Just like Scorpion, you know, it's covered with, I got stuffed idiots on it. I got my stereo sitting on it and playing there, you know, and actually the stereo needs to be back there on the table or up on shelf back in there. You know, I just need to rework this whole area in here so I can actually work at my 3D printer and do some 3D printing and have some fun with it. We can do quite a few videos on it, and like I said, I have a small CNC machine, one of those little ones that, you know, I don't know, prints about, or works on a table at about 15 by 15, something like that. Pretty small, but you know, you can cut out some pretty neat stuff with it. If you get good at it, we can even do some plastic with it and maybe build some stuff with it, and the 3D printer, you know, just have some fun. My whole goal was with the 3D printer and the CNC was able to cut out some pinball machine parts that are obsolete, and you know, and you can't find them. Like on our Chicago coin cinema, those little plates that cover the hole insert. There's 3 holes, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and all 4 of the bottom plates that go on the bottom of the hole in the center were broke, gone, or whatever. And I found some at Marco Pinball, and I looked at them and somebody 3D printed them. And that was my goal, was with the 3D printer, is I saved a couple of the originals, and I figured we'd see if we could print some of those out. Just to get used to using the 3D printer again. I have some stuff that I had printed with it, and I got frustrated with it because I couldn't get my filament to stick to the plate, the bottom plate. I was starting to have problems with that. And there's you look online and there's a ton of remedies for it. Use hairspray, tape, whatever. And I think I have capstan tape on it right now. That was one of the remedies, is you put capstan tape down and then spray hairspray on it, and then your work will stick to your plate. Well, it didn't work. So I have to get back to it and work with it some more, because there's a lot of stuff that we can print with it and have a lot of fun doing some projects with the 3D printer. And same with the small CNC machine. We can have a lot of fun doing some stuff with it too, cutting out some parts, maybe manufacturing some whatever. I wish I would have, but I threw out that one VCR that had the broken gear underneath. I think it was blue, it was a blue gear that it was broke. And if I would have been thinking at that time, and I was just moving through that stuff as quick as I could, to get it over to sell, that I pitched it. I used it for parts and put other ones together with it, and it's gone. But we could have 3D printed that gear out. But, there's enough of those out there that are not working, that need parts, plastic parts and stuff like that, that we can print out. I use ABS filament in mine. I have PLA, but the PLA is usually is not as good as the ABS. There's even some better stuff out there now. There's Kevlar. This is the PLA. Usually what happens to PLA when it sits for too long, if I can find the end, there it is. What happens to PLA when it sits too long is it gets really brittle and it busts. And that's what happens with PLA. PLA is good for just doing some prototyping to see what you're going to do. Here's the ABS. I have ABS with it that I haven't even opened. I have a blue ABS in it now. I have a red ABS. That's the PLA. Blue ABS. And I have gray ABS. The ABS doesn't get brittle when it sits, so you can always count on it being okay. But like I said, the PLA, it's good for prototyping, but that's about it. But I enjoy using the 3D printer. I have to get my laptop out and see if I need to update my CAD program. I use a free CAD program. I don't even know what CAD program I'm using anymore. I haven't touched my 3D printer for probably 3 years. So it's going to be back to a learning curve on how to set everything up on it and play with the CAD program get used to using it again so I can do some designs, and we'll see what we can do. Mine, let's see, that one, I think I bought the one that'll print 2 colors at once. Not sure. I think mine, nope, single head. Nope, 2 head. Yeah, that's right, I did. I got the one that'll print 2 colors. I can load 2 colors in mine, and it'll go back and forth, you know, and print different colors as to what you're designing. You print out, you know, we'll say just for chits and giggles, you do a little plaque, and you do the plaque in blue, and then the lettering on the top will just say Hoppers, will be in red. You know, so you can print the blue plate and then red on the top without changing your filament, without changing the ABS. It'll just switch over and start puking out the red when it's supposed to, hopefully. You know, so you can do some different stuff that way, doing 2 colors. I never did do 2 colors because I wasn't confident enough doing 1 color. And then like I said, I started having problems with the filament not sticking to my plate. And then I got frustrated. Then I closed the store and brought it home, and now it's been sitting over there. So it's time. I got money invested in it. I might as well start playing with it and using it and getting it working like I want it to, and we can have some fun with it. Okay, like always, it's time for me to take a break. Coffee's getting a little cold. Coffee cup's disgusting looking. God. Turn that on. There. That's the clean side. We'll leave the clean side out. So, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I was standing here looking at the 3D printer, and then I remembered too that also I was told to try masking tape. You know, layer masking tape down, and then hairspray, and your filament will stick. And that didn't work either. So it's in my temperature, my plate temperature and my head temperature, my filament temperature coming out. I talked with a guy down at the outdoor market. He comes in and he works with his 3D printer just about every day, and I can't remember what the hell he did tell me, but I'll have to get a hold of him, or like I normally do, I'd rather just kind of figure stuff out myself. I'll get some hints, you know, and I'll try some things, and I'm down to where I'm pretty sure it's my plate temperature or my head temperature, and we'll get that squared away. The other thing too with it, yeah. Well, I just drew a blank, sorry. Wednesday I posted my video on computer build for out here in the garage, and I was kind of surprised how well it's doing. Normally, you know, there's so many videos out there about building computers that, you know, I didn't think that would do much, but I had to build one, and I had all my stuff sitting around here for when we finished up the other project, that I went ahead and turned the camera on and had some fun, put some lights, LED lights in the front, and we built a computer, and it works really good over there for out here. I got a printer. Printers are a dime a dozen. Somebody gave me a printer. And I haven't even looked at it. It's sitting out in the van. It's just like the one I have over at the store. It's a good printer, but 9 chances out of 10 it's out of ink. You know, and you got to buy ink. And by the time you buy ink for printers, you can buy another printer with ink. Problem with buying a printer with the ink is most of those cartridges that you get with your printer are only like 30 or 40% filled. You know, they want you to buy more ink. And I need the printer working out here too, so I can print out some schematics and stuff like that that when we're working on stuff, I don't have to keep running over there to the computer and looking at this computer screen. I don't know about you guys, but I hate looking at computer screens with schematics. I'd rather have a hard copy in front of me so I can follow along with my finger, you know, and find stuff that way. I hate the computer for that. Finding them, that's what I like it for. Find the schematics and then print them out. Just like my phone. I hate using my phone to look up stuff. I'd rather have my computer to look up stuff. So now I got the computer back out here, so now I can look up stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised that it's doing as well as it is. Like I said, most of that stuff, there's a ton of that stuff out there. There's guys out there that build computers for a living, you know, doing videos, and here I am, some old fat bald guy building a computer, and people are watching me do it. But coming up this week, Wednesday, I have another short video. I think that one's about 31 minutes on the pachinko, and then Saturday will be the long video on the pachinko, you know. So you're going to get your fill of pachinko here for the next couple of weeks. You know, unless if it does well tomorrow, or if it did well yesterday, which I don't know, I'll keep moving right along, and if it does start dying off to where people are losing interest in it, then I'll do something else and kind of break it up, and you know, and then throw the pachinko in after I do something else. You know, maybe I'll we'll get the 3D printer fired up. If things start dying on pachinko videos, and then we'll fire up the 3D printer and have some fun with it, and I'll show you me fumbling around trying to get it working, and then we'll do pachinko again. I try and do a short video on Wednesday, but sometimes it doesn't work out. The Wednesday video is just as long as the Saturday video, so you know, it just all depends on what I did during that video. And I hate cutting a lot of stuff out to shorten them up, because then people don't know what the hell you're doing. You know, I watch a lot of hour videos and 2-hour videos and 3-hour videos, and you know, I watch right through them like it's a movie. I don't mind at all. Some people do. They'd rather have a shorter, you know, 30 minutes so they can watch 30-minute video and then move on to somebody else. I didn't do a short this week because I didn't have doodly squat to do a short on. I was going to do a short on my computer build, but I figured, I might do that next week. But next week I'll probably do a short on the pachinko. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the shorts. Not a big fan of my shorts. I can never come up with good ideas for a short. I know you can go into your video and take a segment out and do a short. And if you have TubeBuddy Pro, they do suggestions for you. And I just don't have the $72 for the year to get to Pro. I have the free version on it, so I don't get the suggested shorts. on it. I used to pay for it. I used to have the Pro, but then, you know, things got a little tighter and I had to cancel that. So, canceled a lot of stuff that I had going on. But, you know, I can go through, and it's just a pain in the butt going through a video and finding a point in time that looks good for a short. Like I said, the AI or TubeBuddy anyway, you know, they can pinpoint a good short, and maybe sometime later I'll be able to renew my subscription and get the Pro and do shorts a little bit more. We're gonna move the coffee break from 7 till 9. Had a couple of people say that would be better if I moved it till 9, and especially if I do the premiere, because I don't know, I guess Sunday morning everybody's not up as early as like I am. I get up at 4 o'clock every morning. Sometimes earlier. I wake up, lay there, stare at the ceiling. So you might as well get up. So that's why I always do them at 7 o'clock. You know, because I guess I figure since I'm up, everybody else is. But I'm going to move my coffee break to 9, but the regular videos are still going to be at 7, unless people want me to move the regular videos to 9, like Saturday morning at 9, Wednesday morning at 9. I can definitely do that. That doesn't, you know, there's no effort in changing the time. I just did 7 because I figure I could catch people getting up and getting ready to go to work. They can throw my video on, watch my video as they're getting ready for work, whatever. So yeah, and tomorrow, or well, not tomorrow, today will be my first premiere. So I'll be available at 9 o'clock Sunday morning during a coffee break, and we can chat and hang out and talk about whatever you want to talk about, or whatever. Okay, it's time for another break, and then we'll probably finish up. So hopefully in the coming weeks you'll have a little better scenery to look at around me besides my mountains of crap. I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to get done before it gets too cold. Like I said, I've always been this way as far as just stuff everywhere. You know, I've had people comment on me comment about it, that, you know, how the hell do you work in there? You got all that stuff. That's just the way I am. That's the way my other shop was too, and that's the way my shop was at the store, my back room where I worked on cell phones and laptops and game systems and all that stuff. That, you know, just mountains of stuff everywhere. But I pretty much know where everything's at, you know, except for I'm looking for one part, and I cannot find it. Imagine that, huh? Can't find anything. But getting stuff moved around in here, it'll look better behind me. It's already looking better behind me instead of the piles of stuff that was back there. But we'll start getting a little more organized now that I have more time out here. And like I said, you know, as long as it's if it's in the 20s, I'll be out here working on stuff. I can, you know, I'm used to that. Hands get cold and my feet get cold, but other than that, I'm fine. I can put up my hood, cover up my ears and my widow head, and keep it warm and work on stuff. You'll see in some of my videos I do have my hood up, because there was a couple of times I think I was working on the pachinko that it was only about 19 degrees, but you know, hey, I was fine. I just pulled up my hood and come out and worked. Hands get cold, you warm them up and then keep going, keep moving forward with it. Because most of the stuff I work on, I enjoy working on, and that's what I want to do. I'd rather work on stuff than sit in the house and watch TV or work at the computer. It kind of drives me nuts sitting in front of the computer too. Get kind of cross-eyed and bug-eyed staring at that thing. And I'm not a real big gamer. You know, the retro game system we built, that project, you know, I took that in the house, and you know, and I'll play it now and then, but I'm not a big gamer. I don't sit in front of the TV and spend 3, 4, 5, 6 hours just playing video games. That's just not me. I'd rather be tearing something apart and fixing something than I would playing video games. I'd rather fix the systems than play the systems. Like I said, I used to work on cell phones, and I really enjoyed cell phones and tablets. So I really enjoyed working on putting screens in and working on motherboards, logic boards, and that on the cell phones. But I got to the point where my hands got a little too shaky, and I wasn't able to do it anymore. Plus, when you're working on cell phones for other people, you know, you put a screen on them and you give it back to them, and they tell you, oh, this certain thing is not working. Well, you know, they never told you that it wasn't working to begin with. You know, they just want you to give them a brand new phone back. And the worst ones to work on too were the Apples, the iPhones and the iPads. I mean, they were really challenging, especially the iPads. Those digitizers and screens were all glued into the frame, and you had to heat them up to warm the glue up so you could get under them and start lifting them. And on those, the screen and the digitizer were all one piece. Well, there were two pieces, but the screen was always glued to the digitizer, so you bought the whole thing. But you know, about a half an inch around the whole out perimeter of the iPad was all glued down into the frame. And you had to heat that up enough to pull it. And then when somebody would bring one in and it needed the Wi-Fi wasn't working, you know, and you have to pull the digitizer and screen out of it to work on the Wi-Fi. Usually the antenna went bad in those ones, and you know damn well you're going to break the digitizer when you're pulling that apart, you know, unless you have all the equipment, you know, to put the iPad under and heat the whole thing up, and then you could put a suction cup on it and pull it up and save everything. Well, you know, that wasn't in the budget to have the preheater and the heater and all that stuff. I just used my rework station. You heat the edge up and you just start working all the way around it. And you know, once in a, you know, I could save the screen now and then, but most of the time you bust the digitizer, and you had to buy a digitizer. And when people would bring them in, I'd tell them, you know, that I'm going to break the digitizer, so you're going to have to buy a new digitizer for it too. And then they can decide whether they want to put that type of money into it or not. But the iPhones, I didn't mind working on the iPhones. Those ones, a lot of those ones were pretty easy to work on. I look at my new Samsung, that Galaxy S10, and definitely wouldn't want to change the screen in that, because that mine has that wrap around, that screen that wraps down around the sides, and I tell you what, that wasn't a good idea. Shouldn't have got that one, because when you hold the phone, your fingers are touching the screen on either side, and then it doesn't work. You have to really hold the outer edge of it, of the case that I have in it, so that you can use the digitizer. Well, I won't do that again. Not for what you have to pay for them stupid things. Because mine has a crack in the screen. I dropped it, of course. And I'm not about to change the screen on it. When it comes time, I'll trade it in and they can deal with it. Verizon can deal with it. We'll give you $500 trade-in on any condition. Till they get it and they look at it and they say, oh, we'll give you $50 for it. $50 off your new phone, your new $1,200 phone. Gee. Do I? No, I'm not going there. I'll leave that alone. But that's going to do it for today. For our Sunday coffee break. You know, I hope you enjoy these Sunday coffee breaks. They don't get a whole lot of views. But, you know, I enjoy doing them. And maybe with the premieres, maybe we can start pulling in some more people and we can have a little fun in the chat too. So, until next Sunday, you all have a great week. And we'll be back Sunday. Next Sunday. Christmas is coming up. So until then, see ya.